नमस्ते, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। I, JVN Preeti Singh, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University. Today, I will discuss about the practical protocol of determination of erythrocyte sedimentation rate. What is the ESR? ESR practical is belong to the Human Anatomy and Physiology practical for the B Pharm first semester. So now we come to the what is the object determination of erythrocyte sedimentation rate by Westergreen's method. So this object is very important for the human anatomy and physiology practical. So this is a very important role in the erythrocyte sedimentation. So firstly, we discuss about the what is the requirement for the performing this practical. So requirement is Westergreen's ESR loop and stand for holding the tube and time or watch. So the what is the working principle? The distance the erythrocyte falls during placing the anticoagulated blood in the ESR tube in a vertical position is measured after a certain time, 1.5 hours. So now we come to the what is the theoretical part and introductive part of ESR. When anticoagulated blood is allowed to stand undisturbed for a period of time, the erythrocytes tend to sink to the bottom. Two layers are formed, the upper plasma layer and the lower one of red blood cells. The rate at which the red cells fall is known as the erythrocyte sedimentation rate. The first is the stage of aggregation when the red cells form RBCs cling together like coins in pie. This is followed by the stage of sedimentation in which the falling of the red cells takes place. The rate of falling of erythrocyte uh, is directly proportional to the aggregation in first stage. So overall, the theoretical and introductive part of the erythrocyte sedimentation. Now we come to the what is the clinical significance role in human anatomy and physiology. This practical protocol is very important for the performing ESR. ESR is increased in all conditions where there is a tissue breakdown or where there is a entry of foreign proteins in the blood. Except for localized mild infections, the determination is used to check the progress of the infectious diseases. If the patient is improving, the ESR tends to fall. If the patient's conditions is getting worse, the ESR tends to rise. The ESR, erythrocyte sedimentation rate, increases high in some chronic bacterial disease like tuberculosis, typhoid, and rheumatoid disease, etc. So the chronic bacterial disease like tuberculosis and typhoid, rheumatoid arthritis diseases. So overall the clinical significance of the ESR. Now we come to the what is the normal range of ESR. Firstly, we discuss about the male. In male, 0 to 15 after first hour, and in female, 0 to 20 after first hour. So the factor affecting ESR, the change level of plasma proteins such as fibrinogen and globulins tend to increase Rowley's formation. So the erythrocyte sedimentation rate is therefore increased in any condition causing an increase in fibrinogen, any cause of tissue breakdown such as tuberculosis and other chronic infections. Other chronic infections and globulins, rheumatoid fever, myeloma, and Kala Azar, etc. There are a few diseases. So the albumin retards sedimentation High blood count, however, tend to lower the sedimentation rate, while low blood counts tend to accelerate the rate of fall. ESR is greater in women than in men. During pregnancy, ESR gradually increases after third month and returns to normal in about 3 to 4 weeks after delivery. So the sixth one is the ESR, erythrocyte sedimentation rate is low in infants and gradually increase up to puberty. So the ESR is low in infants and gradually increase up to puberty. The laboratory factor which influences ESR are as follows. Firstly, the factor is time. The test should be performed as early as possible after the collection of fasting specimen. There is a progressive decrease in sedimentation in first 4 hours, and after that there is a rapid decrease in sedimentation. So next one is the length of the erythrocyte sedimentation rate 2. ESR is greater with longer tubes, Westergren's tube, than with the shorter tube, Winthrop's tubes. To ensure a reliable result, the column of blood should be as high as possible. The internal diameter of the tube should be more than 2.5 mm. The tube should be kept in vertical position. Deviation of the tubes from the vertical position increases the erythrocyte sedimentation rate. Now, third factor is the temperature. The red cell sedimentation is increased at higher temperature. So the Westergren's method fill the Westergren's tube exactly up to 0 mark by means of a rubber bulb. Avoid air bubbles. So second one is place the tube upright in the stand. It should fit evenly into the groove of the stand. Note the time. Allow the tube to stand for exactly 1 hour. Exactly after 1 hour, note the level to which the red cell column has fallen. So the report of the result in term of mm after first hour. So the result declared in this manner, the ESR erythrocyte sedimentation rate of the given sample is mm in first hour. So what is the precaution of this practical? After the experiment, wash the tubes carefully under running tap water and also rinse them in deionized water and dry to an incubator between 40 degree centigrade to 50 degree Celsius. So this is the overall overall completed session. This practical protocol is some of uh, related to the human anatomy and physiology. So this digital session is powered by the digital version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, and I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it your problem by the problem resolving class. Thank you, and thank you for the listening.